Beautiful day in the neighborhood. The beautiful day in the... Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. Of course, guys, welcome back to the Joint. My name is Martin Sakon Novak, and I wanted to take a look into it. I just had my birthday this past Friday. As we are recording this, it is Sunday. And it is March 1st, I believe. Or we are in March. I was just singing the iconic song from Mr. Rogers, who 23 years ago on my birthday passed away. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood aired from 1968 to 2001. And he focused on emotional intelligence. He always would start the show, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and he invited you into Mr. Rogers' his home, into his home. Fred Rogers, teaching kids about kindness, teaching kids about hope, teaching kids about understanding feelings and understanding each other. And I have never seen a show that was just so incredibly dynamic, so incredibly engaging. He was the first person before Blue's Clues with Steve. Steve talked to the camera. Mr. Rogers talked to the camera. He talked directly to you. Famous for changing into his sweater and sneakers at the start of each episode. He had that song, "Won't You Be My Neighbor?" He spoke directly to children in a very calm, respectful way. He taught us how to grow up. And 23 years ago, we lost a great performer, a great guy. He would address topics such as divorce. He would death, fear, race, and disability. And he did it in such a dynamic way that I wanted to do an episode about it, and I wanted to just recognize that we don't have that kind of television now. We with PBS's funding being cut, he really did impact myself. I mean, I probably wouldn't be doing the Joint now without him. He also promoted empathy and self-worth, which I think at a time nowadays, and I think that that's something that we need to be promoting the most, empathy and self-worth. Excuse me. Fun fact about Mr. Rogers. He was also a Presbyterian minister. The sweaters that he wore, that he would put on, were actually knitted by his own mother. I mean, how iconic is that? How nice is that? It wasn't an act. It wasn't an act. It was really him, and he truly is missed, and that's why I'm doing this episode here today. There is a movie, for those of you who are wondering. It actually stars Tom Hanks, and it's called A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, and it is about Mr. Rogers and his iconic run. 90s kids would really remember this. So I just wanted to honor him by doing this episode about him. And Mr. Rogers is a great guy, great man. So, we talk a lot of football. We talk a lot of football on here. And as we shift gears towards baseball, we have the draft coming up for the NFL. We have that big moments coming up, things that are going to change players' lives. But I want to talk about somebody who changed a lot of players' lives and changed the game. And there's coaches that, they come and go. Some of them put their thumbprint on the game and various different ways. Unfortunately, one of those coaches that put a thumbprint on the game, especially for me, and this is very emotional for me because I obviously I'm an Eagles fan, and this man, former coach, this man really was a guy that I said, that's what a coach is about. That's what being a coach is about. And that is Dick Vermeil. Dick Vermeil has passed away. And he had 15 seasons. 15 seasons in the NFL. That's back in the day. That wasn't something to sneeze about. I know that Mike Tomlin and all them, surpassed that, but 15 seasons in the NFL. And he was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2022. He was a coach for the Philadelphia Eagles during 1976 to 1982. Then he went on to the St. Louis Rams to be their head coach from 97 to 1999. And then the Kansas City Chiefs from 2001 to 2005, where he made several playoff appearances. Dick Vermeil was known, and I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart. When you heard Dick Vermeil, when you would see him, he was known for the intense work ethic. First guy in the building, last guy out. His leadership ability to get the best out of his players, and his ability to motivate. He could take a roster that you would look at today. He could take any roster, and they might not be NFL ready. They might not even be NFL quality players. But he could get the best out of you, and that's what earned him the respect that he deserved. One of a kind coach. One of a kind coach. Let's just name. Let's name some. Maybe you've heard of these names a little bit. If you're an NFL guy like me, if you love the NFL like me, maybe you've heard of some of these players that Dick Vermeil coached. Let's start with Ron Jaworski. Ron Jaworski, starting QB, 1980. Went to the Super Bowl. Wilbert Montgomery, Pro Bowl running back. Rushed for 1,000 yards in multiple seasons. And maybe this guy here, Harold Carmichael. Hall of Fame wide receiver. One of the top pass catchers of his era. And let me get another name here. He then went to the St. Louis Rams and he coached somebody named Kurt Warner. Former grocery store clerk, gone to the NFL. We've heard the story. We know the movie. Won the Super Bowl under Dick Vermeil for the Rams, St. Louis Rams at the time. NFL MVP in 1999. And then there's another guy maybe that you've heard of. It's Marshall Faulk. Hall of Fame running back. One of the greatest dual threat backs. That Dick Vermeil system, that Dick Vermeil scheme. Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt. We could keep going on. Let's go back to the Chiefs. Priest Holmes, Tony Gonzalez, Trent Green. Dick Vermeil has left a legacy, and he changed the game, especially with that Rams team. So if you really want to know football, and you got all these different coaches that have different schemes, Sean McVay, the Sean McVays of the world, the Kyle Shanahans of the world, they became like this because Dick Vermeil changed the game in multiple different ways. In multiple different ways. He had loyalty to his players. Dick Vermeil was an amazing coach. In fact, go ahead and go back. He was known for the greatest show on turf. When the St. Louis Rams had that turf stadium, the greatest show on turf. Thank you, Dick. Thank you so much for everything that you did, Mr. Vermeil. Thank you so much for everything that you did. And I, from the bottom of my heart, I will miss you. And it's a hard one. It's a hard pill to swallow, to see you leave. Thank you for your dedication and everything that you did. You truly will be missed. We'll be right back.